I was swapped at birth when I was 3. Good news is, this family's loaded. And I've known since I was little that I'm the fake son. Also knew that one day they'd find out the truth. So I used this temporary superpower to set up a surprise for them way early. The moment they kick me out for the real son, I'll take everything from them without mercy. On my 20th birthday, I found out the Jung parents were secretly searching for their biological son. Without hesitation, that night I made a move on my fiancé, who still didn't know who I really was. The next day, my identity got exposed. The family threw a check at me. Jiangshan, here's 50 million. Step aside. Don't make A Xiao feel awkward. Hearing that, I didn't hesitate at all. Signed my name, grabbed the check, and walked away. Lol, whoever stays has to deal with the fiancé's male assistant, a poor student, and her first love. Let the real son take that bullet. I'm the tragic male side character in a female-oriented web novel. According to the plot, after the banquet, my fiancé would fall for the poor student working as a waiter there. I'd also suddenly be outed as the fake son and end up in a tough spot. From then on, I'd become the miserable tool paving the way for the heroine, crushed by the hero. Hilarious. Since I know I'm just a side character, why even bother playing this game? Better eat, drink, and bounce as soon as possible. Ashan, what's wrong? My fiancé Su Qing saw me spacing out, sat next to me and asked. She was in a custom evening gown that perfectly outlined her curves. Her well-cared skin glowed like jade under the lights. Since she'd had some wine at the banquet, her baby-fat cheeks had a hint of blush. Stunningly beautiful. My mind wandered for a second, so I quickly cleared my throat. Nothing, maybe I'm just a bit tired. Kingsui, why don't you go take a shower first? Su Kingsui rolled her eyes at me and asked, what, already sick of the smell of alcohol on me? I immediately put on a sincere face and replied, no way. Just thought it's getting late and we should rest early. Su Kingsui didn't suspect a thing and gave me a sweet smile, then got up and headed to the bathroom. I watched her graceful figure disappear behind the door, then quickly stood up. Lightly picked up her phone she'd left on the coffee table and walked briskly to the outdoor balcony outside the room. According to the plot, soon the poor student Lin Fan, whom she just met tonight, would call Su Qingsui, and Su Qingsui would rush out to take care of him because he sprained his ankle. Since I'm about to leave, I'm not going out wearing that green hat. The night wind brushed my face. I just settled on the balcony when the phone screen suddenly lit up. A contact named Lin Fan Didi popped up. Sure enough, I took a deep breath, hit the speaker button and put the phone to my ear. On the other end came a deliberately low, slightly weak male voice. Sis, I accidentally sprained my ankle on my way back tonight. It really hurts. I'm alone in the dorm. Can you come take care of me tonight? Hearing that, I chuckled coldly and said, who do you think you are? You dare call her Qingsui sis? Obviously, the guy on the other end didn't expect a guy to pick up. He froze, was silent for a few seconds, then finally came to his senses. His tone turned harsh. Who are you? Put Qingsui sis on the phone. Then I said coldly, I'm Su Qingsui's fiancé, Jiangshan. You're a grown man with a sprained ankle, but instead of seeing a doctor, you call my fiancé late at night for help? I think you didn't sprain your ankle. You sprained your brain. Hearing my identity, Lin Fan's voice dropped the pitiful act and took on a weird superiority. Oh, so you're the fiancé Qingsui sis mentioned? She told me herself that she thinks you're boring and dull. He paused, then said more arrogantly, forget it! I've got nothing to say to someone like you. Just give the phone to Qingsui sis. I want to see if she chooses to come take care of me or chooses you. I scoffed and replied, oh, so confident? Fine. But it's getting late. Qingshu and I have some nightlife to attend to. Let's compete in a few days. At that, the guy on the phone panicked. Nightlife? What do you mean? What nightlife? I smiled leisurely. Boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancé. What else could nightlife mean at this hour? Qingsui is my fiancé, so we're doing things to strengthen our bond. What? Nobody taught you that? You bastard! If you dare lay a finger on Qingsui sis! Before he could finish his furious rant, I blocked, deleted, and powered off in one smooth move. Then I slowly walked back to the room, put the phone back where it was. The bathroom had the sound of running water, and steam was rising. Because she was showering, Su Qingsui didn't hear any of our conversation. I went to the other bathroom, took a quick shower, and when I got back to the bedroom, Su Qingsui in a bathrobe was just coming out of the bathroom. She was wearing a silk robe, the belt loosely tied, her slightly damp hair draped over her shoulders. She gave off a fresh post-shower scent. Her cheeks were pink from the steam, making her even more charming than usual. I stepped forward, naturally wrapped my arm around her slender waist, and whispered, Qingsui, aren't we supposed to get married next month? My parents have been wanting a little grandkid. At that, Su Qingsui's face turned bright red. Normally, she'd shyly push me away. But tonight, the alcohol had clearly weakened her defenses. She just squirmed a little in my arms and let out a soft hum. Didn't I say we'd wait till the wedding? Now I'm getting restless. Oh well. Qingsui is just too beautiful today. If I hold back any longer, am I even a man? After years of being engaged, Su Qingsui naturally had a lot of affection for me. Plus, the plot had just started, and Lin Fan didn't yet hold enough weight in her heart to shake my position. Most importantly, she didn't get that call. It wasn't until late morning that I was woken from my sleep by a frantic doorbell. I casually threw on a robe, ambled downstairs slowly, and as soon as I opened the door, I saw my parents standing there with a young man. The young man wore faded old clothes, thin and frail, head down, looking timid. That was the real son who had been lost to the world, Jiang Xiao. At that moment, I pretended not to know. Stepped aside and asked, "Mom, Dad, what brings you here so early?" The Jiang parents exchanged a glance. With serious faces, led the frail young man into the living room. After everyone sat down, Jiang's mother spoke solemnly. "We're here today to announce something very important." She pushed Jiang Xiao, who was hiding behind her, forward, then explained with a choked voice, "This child is our own flesh and blood, Jiang Xiao. We just confirmed it. Our poor boy has suffered so many years out there." Jiang's father looked at me sharply, then took over with an unquestionable tone. "Jiang Shan, now that the truth is out, although you've been with us all these years and managed the company well, the position of heir to the Jiang family should belong to A Xiao." Hearing that, I felt absolutely nothing. To me, there was nothing wrong with what Father Jiang did. A real son was always above a fake one. In the original plot, to keep the company stable, I gradually handed over power so Jiang Xiao could take over the Jiang family business. But in Jiang Xiao's eyes, that only meant I was greedy for the company and refused to let go. So after he got power in the company, he started going against me. I had to keep the company running while also watching out for Jiang Xiao stabbing me in the back. Even worse, my fiancée, Su Qingsui, started getting tangled up with the poor student she sponsored, her caring male assistant, and her first love who had just returned from abroad. At first, Jiang Xiao was worried the Su family behind Su Qingsui would stand up for me. But once he realized we had fallen out, he stopped even pretending. With trouble inside and outside the company, there was nothing I could do. I could only leave in defeat. But now, whoever wants to clean up that company mess can do it. I'm definitely not touching it. So without another word, I shook the real young master Jiang Xiao's hand and said sincerely, "I'm sorry for taking your place all these years. I'll leave right now." Seeing me act so decisively, Father Jiang, Mother Jiang, and the real young master were all stunned. But soon, Father Jiang and Mother Jiang came back to their senses, smiling with relief. "Jiang Shan, I knew you were an obedient child." He paused for a moment, then continued, "The only thing we're worried about now is the marriage alliance with the Su family. After all, Qingsui has always had a good relationship with you." Before he could finish, Su Qingsui rushed down from upstairs. Holding up her phone, she ran straight up to me and questioned me. "Why did you hang up on him and block him? Do you know how rude that is?" That series of questions instantly made Father Jiang swallow the last compliment he was about to say. I leaned back on the couch, waved my hand, and smiled. "Oh my god, let's talk about that little thing later." Hearing that, Su Qingsui immediately got furious. "Little thing? You're saying this is just..." Before she could finish, Mother Jiang immediately stepped forward and cut her off. "Qingsui, don't get worked up yet. We came here today because Jiang Shan isn't our biological son. At first, we were still a little worried about your engagement to Jiang Shan, but now it seems your relationship isn't that good after all. In that case, your engagement to Jiang Shan is cancelled. If the Su family and the Jiang family still want a marriage alliance, you can consider a Xiao." At this point, Mother Jiang's tone became much lighter. Clearly, Su Qingsui's appearance had wiped away their last concern. The sudden news left Su Qingsui, who had been full of anger, completely stunned. Seeing that Su Qingsui had no objections, Mother Jiang quickly took a prepared check from her handbag and tossed it in front of me. "Jiang Shan, here's 50 million. Take it. Consider it the end of what little bond we have left. Leave the Jiang family and make your own way. Don't make things hard for us, Yao." I looked at that flimsy check, then glanced at Su Qingsui beside me. She seemed like she wanted to say something, but in the end, she only pressed her lips together and looked at me with complicated eyes. I simply took the check without hesitation, picked up a pen, and signed my name on the designated spot of the severance agreement. I put the check into the pocket of my robe and said sincerely, "Okay, I understand. Thank you for raising me all these years." With that, I didn't look at anyone again. I turned and walked straight out the door without even taking my belongings. Behind me, I could vaguely hear my adoptive parents comforting the real young master Jiang Xiao. Su Qingsui finally snapped back to reality and chased after me in anger. "Wait, Jiang Shan, stop right there. Explain yourself. What exactly happened with Lin Fan's phone call?" I didn't stop walking. The corner of my mouth lifted slightly. "Explain? What's there to explain? Whoever wants to wade into this mess can go ahead. I'm out." Blue ocean, clear skies, golden beach. 3 days later, I was lying on the seaside enjoying a perfectly firm massage from a professional therapist. The warm sea breeze brushed over my skin, carrying the salty air and the rustling of palm trees in the distance. An iced coconut sat right beside me, complete with a little paper umbrella by the straw. Now this is living. With 50 million in my hands, I might as well have had "Live It Up" tattooed across my forehead. Just as I was getting drowsy, almost melting into the afternoon sun, a shadow suddenly fell over me. The therapist's hands paused. I frowned in annoyance and lazily opened my eyes. Under the sunlight stood a pretty figure, puffed up with anger. She wore a black dress, well-tailored and clearly expensive, totally out of place with the vacation vibe behind her. I froze for a second. Wasn't this my sister who went abroad, Jiang Rushuang? That's right. In the Jiang family, I wasn't an only child. I had a younger sister, 2 years younger than me, and she wasn't some fake heiress, she was the real deal. But 2 years ago, Jiang Rushuang went overseas to study. In the plot, she barely had any screen time, so I really didn't expect her to come find me. That shy little girl from 2 years ago had really grown up. Her skin was fair as snow, her figure slim and graceful, and she truly had that breathtaking beauty. The moment Jiang Rushuang recognized me, she crouched down and burst into tears, holding my head. Bro, how can you still be on vacation? Our family is about to fall apart. The company has been turned into a total mess by that loser Zhang Xiao. To please Su Qingshui, he blindly launched several projects that don't match the market at all, burning through money like crazy. And that's not even the worst part. As the company president, he has zero concern for his image. He personally got into an online fight with one of Su Qingshui's male assistants, and it went straight to the headlines. The company's stock price has completely tanked. I come back to the country once and the whole sky falls down. Bro, you have to go back to the capital and save the company. I'll be your inside person. She shook me so hard I got dizzy. I quickly struggled to stand up and pushed away my overly excited sister. Rushuang, calm down first. Listen to me. I'm no longer part of the Jiang family. Whether the Jiang's rise or fall has nothing to do with me anymore. Hearing that, Jiang Rushuang stared at me in disbelief. Bro, what happened to you? How can you say something like that? You told me yourself back then that Jiang Corp was the masterpiece you poured your heart into. You said you'd take it to an even bigger stage. Now it's about to be destroyed. Her delicate brows furrowed. But I just got back from abroad, and I knew nothing about the local market or the messy internal politics. So I cut off his hesitation and said, you can learn what you don't know, and figure out what you don't understand. I can teach you all that. Besides, didn't you say Zhang Xiao was a total loser? Replacing a loser? Do I really have to do it myself? Jiang Rushuang pouted in disappointment, but he quickly perked up. Brother Na, I'll come find you every day from now on. You can't just disappear on me. I gave a helpless smile. Don't worry, I won't forget you. In the days that followed, I said goodbye to sunny beaches and started teaching Jiang Rushuang with full dedication. The personalities, capabilities, and market insights of every key department head, how to use internal board conflicts to divide and win over, how to precisely kill off Zhang Xiao's flashy, useless projects, and how to build your own reliable team. Jiang Rushuang was naturally talented, and with the resolve of someone fighting with their back to the wall, his progress was incredibly fast. He steadily laid out his strategy within the group, gathered solid evidence of Jiang Xiao hurting the company's interests, and used the media to expose Jiang Xiao's incompetence and disgrace to the public. Eventually, under the pressure of board meetings and public opinion, Jiang Xiao was abandoned by everyone. His pet projects to please Su Qingshui became the last straw. Even his father couldn't save him. He was kicked out of the core power circle, left with nothing but a meaningless title, completely out. Jiang Rushuang firmly took control of the Jiang group. Meanwhile, at the Su family villa, Su Qingshui lay in bed, scrolling through her phone with annoyance. On the screen were photos of Zhang Xiao being mobbed by the media, dodging awkwardly, with captions full of mockery and scorn. Ever since Jiang Xiao fell from grace, he'd become a different person. No longer the polished young master who always maintained his composure in front of her, but irritable and sensitive, constantly coming to her to whine and ask for help, driving her crazy. And that poor student Lin Fan, who once made her feel pity, came to her several times with various startup ideas, trying to get investment, all of which lost money. When she turned him down, he showed his true greedy nature and tried to run off with the money, so she called the cops and had him locked up. Then there was her super attentive male assistant, who after a meeting between the Su and Jiang families, actually hit on Jiang Rushuang in private. If Jiang hadn't come to her and taunted her about it, she wouldn't even have known. She fired him and blacklisted him completely, and just like that, everyone around her disappeared like the tide, leaving only messy foam. Su Qingshui walked to the huge floor-to-ceiling window, gazing out at the bustling yet cold city nightscape. A feeling of emptiness and restlessness she'd never felt before washed over her, and she couldn't help but think back to the days when she and I were still engaged. Back then, I was sometimes too focused and a bit boring, but I was always steady and reliable, keeping everything in perfect order. I remembered all her preferences. I'd show up the moment she had a problem, and my gaze was always gentle, full of care and attention. But back then, she was safely sheltered under my wing and took it all for granted. Now she rubbed her brow in frustration, and a hint of regret, something she didn't even dare to dwell on, quietly wrapped around her heart. She suddenly felt that the home she once shared with Jiang Xiao was actually so warm and nostalgic. The next morning, while Su Qingshui was working, there was a soft knock on her office door. Her chief secretary walked in with a mysterious smile. Qingshui, I've got some good news. Want to hear it? They're more like besties than boss and employee. Looking at her mysterious secretary, Su Qingshui smiled and said, Okay, spill it. Don't keep me in suspense. The secretary lowered her voice and said excitedly, I just got word from the airline. That first love you've always been thinking about is coming back. His flight lands at the international airport at 3 p.m. today. Hearing that, Su Qingshui's eyes lit up. Qin Lang, the senior she admired in her girlhood, and the pure, untouched first love in her heart. Maybe seeing Qin, so gentle and refined, would bring back that pure, beautiful feeling and help her escape this mess. She stood up at once, fixed her slightly messy hair and tired-looking makeup in the mirror, and regained that radiant look of the Su family's eldest daughter. On the drive to the airport, Su Qingshui planned in her head where to eat and what to talk about after picking up Qin Lang. But when she arrived at the international airport exit with anticipation and a little nervousness, scanning the crowd for that handsome figure from her memory, she saw someone else instead, Jiang Shan. At that moment, Jiang Shan was wearing a well-fitted linen shirt and pants, standing tall with a lazy expression, pulling a suitcase and strolling out of the passageway. Su Gingxiu froze, her anticipation instantly turning into shock. She whipped her head toward her secretary and asked with suppressed anger, "What's going on? Didn't you say Qin Lang was coming back today?" The secretary was startled by her sharp gaze, blinked in confusion and paused. "Huh? Qin Lang? Who's that?" His eyes landed on the limited edition diamond watch on her wrist, which Jiang Shan gave her, and then glanced at the pearl earrings she was wearing today, specially designed by a top jewelry master commissioned by Jiang Shan. "I saw you wearing that watch he gave you all the time lately, and yesterday you put that jade ornament he gifted you in the office. I figured he's the one you'd most want to see, so as soon as I heard he was back from his trip, I let you know." Looking at the embarrassed secretary, Su Qingshui instinctively touched the watch on her wrist. As they say, you're blind when it's your own life. At that moment, the secretary's words made her realize she'd been trying to replace Jiang Shan all along. Doesn't that mean he's the one she can't let go of? This realization made Su Qingshui feel utterly ashamed, her cheeks burning. But seeing that figure about to walk away, a strong impulse surged in her. Since she knew she was wrong, should she keep making the same mistake? She had to do something. Taking a deep breath, she shook off her secretary and hurried after him in her heels. "Jiang Shan!" Her voice trembled with nervousness. I stopped walking. I looked back at my former fiancé with some surprise. "Su Qingshui, what are you doing here?" Su Qingshui looked up at me, trying to stay calm. "I know I was wrong before. I was too headstrong, fooled by appearances, said a lot of hurtful things, and did some stupid stuff." She gathered her courage and finally voiced what had been on her mind for so long. "Jiang Shan, can we go back to how we were? I promise I won't be like that again. Can we start over? I can't live without you." She poured all her strength into those words, but before Jiang Shan could respond, a sharp, mocking female voice came from the side. "Oh, if it isn't our Miss Su." Su Jingwei stiffened, turned her head, and saw Jiang Rushuang standing there at the airport too. She was dressed in a sharp business suit, clearly here to pick someone up from the airport. With her arms crossed, the childishness she once had was gone as she walked over with elegant, intimidating steps. She looked Su Qingshui up and down like she was judging her. Jiang Rushuang's red lips curled into a mocking smile. "What? Miss Su, did you get tired of the men around you and come back hoping my brother would take you in? Do you remember how good my brother was to you? He gave you his whole heart and treated you like a treasure. And what did you do? You gave him attitude over some fake sweet waiter. Now that you've realized those men can't be trusted, you finally remember how good my brother was?" Jiang Rushuang let out a cold laugh, her tone growing even sharper. "Su Qingshui, where in the world do you get a deal that good? If my brother wants the moon now, I can give it to him. Why should he turn back and pick up a spoiled mooncake like you?" Her words were like ice picks, stabbing straight into Su Qingshui's heart and turning her face deathly pale. She could barely stay on her feet. She looked at me with eyes full of regret. "Sean, I was just tricked by them. Only now did I realize you're the only one in my heart. You still have feelings for me too, right?" Hearing that, I waved my hand. "Su Qingshui, we're already over. You don't need to say any of this to me. Rushuang, let's go." Seeing this, Jiang Rushuang naturally slipped her hand around my arm, her tone instantly turning bright and affectionate. "Brother, the car's waiting outside. I had the kitchen prepare all your favorite dishes. Let's hurry home." I gave a slight nod and let her hold onto my arm. Su Qingshui wore an elegant dress, but she looked completely lost. After handing over the wedding gift, she quickly left in a sorry state. Time flew by, and 7 years passed in the blink of an eye. Under the joint leadership of Jiang Rushuang and me, Jiang Group kept expanding and had become the undisputed leader in the industry. Our careers were stable, our family was peaceful, and we finally stepped away from our busy work to have a child. After Jiang Rushuang got pregnant, I took over all company affairs for the time being so she could rest and focus on the baby. That morning, I sat behind my large office desk as my secretary brought in the day's schedule like usual. I glanced over it, and my eyes paused on one item. Later, there was actually a partnership meeting with Su Group, and the main person attending from their side was listed as Su Qingshui. When the meeting time came, the conference room door opened, and Su Qingshui walked in, surrounded by her team. After 7 years, some of her old arrogance was gone. She looked more calm and capable, but deep in her eyes there was still a lingering sadness. When she saw me sitting at the head of the table, a flash of undisguised joy crossed her eyes. But she quickly buried those feelings and got straight into work. She professionally introduced Su Group's proposal, only sneaking glances at me from time to time. In that awkward, subtle atmosphere, the meeting finally ended. I politely got up to see Su Qingshui and her team out. But as we reached the company entrance, I unexpectedly saw a familiar figure. Jiang Rushuang was standing there with a thermos, smiling warmly. Seeing Jiang Rushuang's slightly rounded belly, Su Qingshui's face turned pale and she left in a daze. I quickly stepped forward and took the thermos from Zhang Rushuang's hand. Why aren't you resting at home? What are you doing at the office? Zhang Rushuang casually linked her arm through mine. It's only been 2 months. I can still move around just fine. Besides, I wanted to bring you some soup. As she spoke, her eyes drifted toward the direction Su Qingshui had left, and she asked, Was that Su Qingshui? I nodded slightly and answered calmly. Yeah, just business. Don't worry. She and I have been over for a long time. Zhang Rushuang said matter-of-factly. Don't worry, I'm not jealous. When we were kids, I used to run after Su Qingshui and call her my sister-in-law. To me, we were already family. I was only mad later because she did those foolish things. But seeing her so lost now, honestly, I'm not that angry anymore. When you have time, go talk to her a little. I looked at Zhang Rushuang with mixed emotions, then finally said helplessly, You really are something. Fine, if I get the chance, I'll talk to her. But whether she can move on or not is still up to her. Either way, our life is already heading toward happiness.